Hello, guys. We are back. I know that bit with the end bit.
I love the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, we are. Sorry, I got a bit. I've got a negative COVID test. If anyone,
I was just gonna say, it's not catchable on this, is it? Knowing our luck, yeah.
we have got Matt to my left.
Hello, Dan.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Busy, Christmas, all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
creeping up on us, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Peterborough on Saturday. I mean, how you feeling going into it?
It seems like ages since we went to a game. Well, it's not that ages, is it? But it'll be nice to get back to the City Ground again, obviously. We've got that dilemma with left back, haven't we, still? So that's an interesting one. It will be really interesting to see what Cooper does with that. It's kind of a must-win game, really. Now with all these draws, we did, last three games, we should have turned at least one of them to a win, shouldn't we? Really, but which would have been pretty good, 5 points instead of 3, but we're a couple of points down. So yeah, this one we got to win. We can't be drawing games like this at home. So especially on the back of those 3. So hopefully it's going to be a win. That's the most important thing.
Definitely. I mean, nice that we kept 2 clean sheets on the trot, but then it's in another way against West Brom. That could have been a game that we'd be looking back at and be like, oh, we should have won that one.
Well, yeah, it was a really funny one. Again, it's like so many of the games in a way, with the team we had, with all the changes and everything. Really, it was a brilliant result away against one of the best teams in the league. You've got to be really happy with it on paper. But again, it was a massive opportunity. And despite us not being our strongest by a long chalk, really we should have won. And it was a bit, you can't really say it was unfortunate. It was 50-50 kind of game. But the opportunity was definitely there, wasn't it? And the previous games, we also had chances to win. So, over the set of 3, I think we're a bit unlucky. It's unlucky we didn't get at least one win. And run of the ball, we might have had 2 wins and a draw, and it would be fantastic. It would be much higher up the league. But we're still doing well. I feel confident we're a proper contender now. And it's more a question of when, if not if. We're moving in the right direction. And all these injuries and suspensions and things are just, part and parcel of it, and you've got to put up with it, haven't you? You've got to try and get around it. And to be fair, we are making do, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, we are moving in the right direction, and that we're not actually losing games, which is nice feeling off.
You can't really imagine us losing games to anyone, really. I mean, even the Fulham game, Fulham are good by any measure. It was anyone's game really until we sort of capitulated right at the end. So, we're definitely contenders. I don't feel like there's any team we should fear, and we can beat anyone in the league. So, it's a lot better than it was not that long ago.
Yeah,
is this a new feature? All this going in like this? I wasn't sure I was going to be left hanging there.
No. You got to finish StreamYard where you can just do solo layout. So.
Oh, okay. Got to warn me of all these sort of technical tricks. I wasn't sure. I was all left. But I start singing and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, so yeah, I feel like we're a live team, and it's just been unfortunate we haven't won any. But we're due to put on a really good performance at home, because we really haven't played well at home really for a long time. I think I can't remember which game it was, but one of the early Cooper ones wasn't bad. But really, even under Cooper, we've been playing much better away from home, I think, don't you? Away, basically. Yeah. So it would be really nice to put on a performance, score a few goals, play a bit of football, because we're still not clicking up front, are we?
No.
That's the problem. And people are now saying, oh, rest Johnson. And in a way, yes, but can you afford to? You kind of can't. And does he really need a rest? Let him rest during the week, sort of thing. I think he wants to play. I think, but it is hard. He has played every game pretty much, hasn't he? So, maybe there's something in it. But one way or another, we have to get a little bit more sort of spark up front, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think bar the cup games, Johnson near enough played every game near enough this season, which it is quite nice to see him doing it. I mean, more Luton, he played up front by himself, but he near enough been playing in the front 2 now or front 3, which for him, for him take that step up from League One to Championship. He's done quite well to slot in. I mean,
yeah,
I think he might need that rest, but it depending when the right time to give him the rest.
Yeah, it's difficult. We can't really afford it now, can we? Because we've got all these other, things we're juggling around. I mean, hopefully at the weekend, essentially we're somewhat back to full strength, aren't we? Really, apart from left back. So it should help. But I don't know. I guess it opens up that question again. Do you put Cole back at left back and things like that? But I don't know. Personally, I would think you have to try one of the kids, or you play with a back three, which is probably what I prefer. Play with a back three, play with wing backs, and let Lolly or someone else be your left wing back, probably.
I mean,
I think you do. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say Saturday would be the perfect opportunity to do it against a Peterborough side who's literally in a relegation battle already.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect opportunity to it's not too pressurized, because you do notice it even when it's like Colback, who obviously has played in the Premier League at left back, but even when it's someone like him out of position, his normal position, or anyone they see as a weakness, Bong, etc., they do target it. And if you're up against someone particularly good, then it's potentially game over, isn't it? So you've got to be kind of careful, a bit savvy about it. But I think we can play with the back three. I think we've got three good centre halves. It's kind of easy, and I would personally go with that. But it's difficult for Cooper because he's learning on his feet, isn't he? And he's having to kind of evaluate everything, and it's costly if you make any errors. And I think the last game he did. Personally, I wouldn't have brought on Myson because we didn't get any. Because apart from playing on the left and stuff, I'd have brought on a Jada or something like that and tried to sort of spice it up down the middle of the pitch a bit more. But he brought on Mike, and he did a couple of things, but not much. And Bong was just getting the ball and passing it back and stuff. It should have just kept bombing down the right, and go sort of narrow from the left if it was me. But they huffed and puffed and tried, and it's just a shame they couldn't get that goal.
Yeah, I did see a tweet Friday. Can't remember who put on saying that.
Yeah, I've got you back.
It was a tweet that I seen on Friday night on about with their left back being slow and they got bought, and the comment put it, and they're saying that if we kept him going against, he might have been sent off.
Yeah, he got that early booking, didn't he? And to be fair though, okay, there's that, but our centre halves got booked, didn't they? And I was thinking the same. I could easily see one of them picking up a second card because the ref seemed very trigger happy with the cards, didn't he? So in a way, get through the game. But there was big potential for him to go, and obviously the guy that did go deserved it. I mean, personally, I'd send him off for the rugby tackle to start with. I think any blatant cheating like that should be a red card straight away when it's nothing to do with football. But I don't make up the rules, unfortunately.
Peterborough on Saturday as well. Do see the return of George Grant as well, which he became that their focal point in that midfield for Lincoln. It was at Lincoln last season. It seemed to finally made that step up to the Championship, which took him 6 or 7 years since he left Forest to actually do it.
Yeah. No, I always quite liked Grant. He was kind of a quite nice sort of player, but just not perhaps quite good enough. You know what I mean? He just couldn't impose himself. But like you say, he's done okay. He's had a reasonable career since he's left us, hasn't he? He hasn't faded into total obscurity. So, I don't think we should fear of him. We shouldn't really think about him any different as we would any other player. But he seems like a good pro sort of thing and a nice kind of player as they go. So good luck to him, but just not on Saturday.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Obviously, as well, we have that bit of history with Peterborough. Obviously, the Stan Collingwood goal that sent us back up. Obviously, the Georgie Boyd transfer debacle as well. Which,
there's a bit of history. Old Stan's, that's his favourite goal, I gather, still at the last count because it meant so much, that one. So, they'll always have that in the history books. history's history, and it's all about this week, isn't it? So yeah, all I'm interested in is they put on a decent performance this weekend, and I think we really need to put on a performance. You know, it's like I say, the last 3 games have been brilliant, really, in some respects, but we just need to show we can kind of create something a little bit, and because it's been a bit too long, especially at home.
I do agree with that. I think we won 2 games this season at home, 3 with the cup games.
Yeah, it's not enough, is it? I mean, you know, the away draws are good. We've had plenty of draws and plenty of wins away from home, so we're overachieving away from home. But at home, it's difficult. Well, you know, teams don't come at you as much, obviously, and it's showing that what we're lacking is that little bit of creativity, a little bit of spark up front. I mean, the Houghton games you can forget about, but you know, we've made progress. I'm sure Cooper's quite frustrated about the whole thing because he's started games strongly and he always does better in the second half. We've had the best of virtually every game we've played, and a lot of them have ended in draws, and it's just been a slight kick of the ball here, referee decision there. You know, there's been a lot of points. We could easily have 6 points more, quite easily. You know, and it wouldn't be flattering us at all. But you know, like I say, you've got to look at it as a big process, haven't you? And you've got to not get, just like when you lose a game, you shouldn't panic, or equally when you're in total decline, you blinking well should panic and change something when it's kind of obvious that's a trend. The trend now is definitely up, and it's, you know, you don't want to expect to be winning every week straight away. It will come. This is fast improvement. And we're underachieving for the way we're playing. And if you get the performances right, you'll get the results. It's the law of averages. You know, that's the thing with football, isn't it? It's all about those goals. And there's only 1 or 2 that happen in a game. It's all about those moments. And we're having most of those moments, and we just haven't converted them. And it's, you know, to be fair, Grabban's missed a lot of easy chances, hasn't he? You would never, if you know, he's a good player, but he's missed a lot of really easy chances, which for him, he would have scored. And if he'd only scored half of them, again, I'm sure our points tally would be a lot better. But it'll come. He's a confidence player. If he gets clicks again, you know, we've got January coming. God knows what's going to happen then. But the main thing is not to panic. We're in the right direction, but let's start putting on a few performances, and then hopefully we can you know, turn all these draws into wins.
Yeah, definitely. And what's your score prediction for Saturday?
Well, you've got to go for a win, haven't you? You've got, so based on all that, let's be somewhat conservative and say 2-0. Let's say 2-0.
Yes,
I'd like to say 4-0, but it's a bit like you've been drinking the Kool-Aid too much. But let's say 2-0. Let's keep it within the bounds of reality. But a good 2-0 win rather than a scrape. What are you thinking?
Be nice to get a comfortable win, get another clean sheet, and just build on it. I mean, just to push on and actually be like, yeah, we can defend, keep clean sheet, yeah, score goals as well, and actually put performance. And even if we do put a performance in with the goals, I mean, it was just make things a lot more better. I mean, you wouldn't want to scrape it and then burn half out.
Yeah. When you think of our team, though, the defenders have all had really good seasons. However you look at, you know, forget the Houghton games, the centre halves have all been outstanding for the chances they've had, sort of thing. The fullbacks, the first choice ones definitely, and the defensive midfielders, the 2 in the midfield have been, you couldn't ask for any more from any of them. They've all been playing well up to their potential. And, you know, and there's been bits and pieces up front, but that's where everyone's probably a little bit below what they're capable of too often. And as soon as they can raise their game to the standard they are capable of, I think they're all slightly underachieving. I think they're all a bit better than they're playing at the moment. And when they do, we'll be fine. But, you know, obviously these injuries don't help, and, you know, suspensions and things. But hopefully this weekend's where it all turns around and a few of these draws turn into wins.
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed on that one. So I'd like to thank you for coming on.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
So I'd like to thank you